moving on to the big story, though. A story that is captivating and has the airways. Everybody knows about this shit. Mm-hmm. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving tweeted out an excerpt, or was it a summary of the documentary?
It was the actual link.
Okay.
To the movie.
Right. And the name of the movie?
Hebrews and Negroes.
Hebrews and Negroes. So it's basically saying that you know, the real Jewish people are the African Americans or the blacks. You know what I'm saying? We are the true Jews and stuff like that. And it's just like, I read some of the book. I did. And I didn't watch the movie, but I'm hearing, you know, there's a lot of disparaging things, a lot of anti-Semitic things, a lot of hate speech in that movie. And, you know, Kyrie posted this, and here comes the backlash, right? So he's there, press conference. People are asking him, hey, are you anti-Semitic? He doesn't want to answer the question. I can never be anti-Semitic is what he said. And he refused to take accountability for what he did. I remember one reporter asked him, you know, so you're promoting? He was like, well, I'm not promoting anything. He's like, yes, you are promoting. If you put something on your social media page, that's promotion. Mm-hmm. You're not going to put anything on your social media that you don't condone or support. It's the way it works.
Correct.
You don't have to say anything. But if I post a picture of somebody getting a shot or somebody getting lynched, what am I supporting?
All right.
It's exactly what I'm supporting.
That's exactly it.
If I put up a picture or a book of Hitler, what am I doing?
Right. Promoting Hitler.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, for me, with this whole Kyrie thing, what bothers me the most about him is that he just always thinks that he's the smartest person in the room. Right. It's the same issue that I have with Aaron Rodgers, is because these people always believe that whatever you think is wrong and whatever they think is right. Even if they're wrong, they're still going to try to spin it as if you're wrong. Mm-hmm. So the Nets, the NBA, tried to really work with Kyrie. Adam Silver said that he's going to meet with Kyrie. It wasn't one of those situations where he said, you know, I'm hoping to meet with Kyrie. You know, he said, I'm going to meet with Kyrie. Yeah,
he's serious about that.
We already know the severity and the importance of this situation. So 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐬, who is the owner of the Nets, tried to do the same thing. He met with Kyrie and pleaded with him to apologize. Kyrie puts out a statement that says that he takes responsibility for the actions or whatever, but he never apologizes. Never apologizes. Never says the words, I'm sorry. And that in itself, I think, made people even more upset.
I agree.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, all right, cat's out of the bag. There's people that are offended. There's a group of people in this in this world that are upset about what happened. You need to apologize. You are a public figure. You're an athlete. You're somebody who has a tremendous platform of influence. You need to take responsibility to not say that you're accountable for your actions or what happened, but to actually say sorry.
Right.
Right? Didn't do so. So the Brooklyn Nets decided to suspend Kyrie Irving for 5 games, a minimum of 5 games. So it could have been more. A few hours later, Kyrie Irving comes out with a statement, and he says, I'm sorry. He apologizes for all the people that he hurt and all of these things. And here's what I'm going to say about Kyrie. And here's what I'm going to say about this entire thing, because we have people on both sides that support Kyrie. They support what's going on. And for me, it has nothing to do with supporting Kyrie. It's very simple. Free speech. We live in a country where you can say whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? Right. You can be opinionated. You can, have your voice heard in many different ways, right? You can protest, you can go to your social media and you can write your characters, you can go to your city hall and voice your displeasure. There's so many ways of doing that today, right? Mm-hmm. The problem that I have is that you can say whatever the hell you want. There's consequence to your free speech. Simple.
That's right.
And what people don't understand about this situation is that Kyrie Irving is an employee of the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie Irving represents the NBA. So when you have other people cutting your checks, like Nike, who came out today and have suspended all relationships with Kyrie Irving, right?
Wow.
When you have people cutting those checks, there's a certain conduct policy that they require from you. It's with all of us.
That's right.
You work at a job, you work in a 9 to 5, you can go to your Twitter and your social media and post whatever the hell you want. But when your boss comes knocking at your door and they say, I got wind that you, something's there and we got some backlash and our PR department is working on it right now. Can you take it down? You're going to take it down.
Yeah, you want to keep your job.
Because if you don't take it down, you got two options, right? You can not work anymore at that job, or you cannot work at that job anymore.
Option A, option B.
It's very simple. So for Kyrie to think that this was going to just blow over, like the flat earth shit, right? Like the Alex Jones thing.
Yeah, all those.
He thought
theories.
that was gonna blow over too.
Right.
Nah, bro.
No, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And credit to 𝐥𝐤𝐬, he tried to get in touch with the ADL. Yeah. Donate money. Kyrie was gonna donate $500,000. The ADL said,
They said
no,
hell no.
we don't want that.
They don't want
you keep
that.
your money because we wanted the apology.
Right.
And the other thing I'm going to say about Kyrie is that Kyrie's a fraud. I'm going to say that on my channel. I don't care. He's a fraud. You know why? Because if he's somebody who's supposed to be a beacon of light, he's supposed to be spreading awareness, and he did the research, right? He did the research, and he does research constantly about certain things, right? How come when the NBA G-checks you in regards to say, not in the NBA, when the Brooklyn Nets G-check you and say, we're going to suspend you for 5+ games, that's when you apologize.
Exactly.
Because you know that your money is going to start to be compromised. So if you were somebody who's a beacon of light and who's standing on your square, you want to be social warrior and all this, cool, there's nothing wrong with that. But you fold when they suspend you. When Muhammad Ali got in prison for him not wanting to go to Vietnam, you never heard Muhammad Ali come out and apologize.
Never.
He never wavered.
With that. Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick.
Same thing.
He lost his job because of what his beliefs were. Wrongfully, right?
Yeah.
Wrongfully lost his job.
That's right.
He stood on his square.
Stayed with it.
He continues to stand on his square.
Yep. Till
Kyrie Irving, as soon as the NBA or the Brooklyn Nets throw some discipline at him, he apologizes. Which means to me, you ain't about nothing. You're an egomaniac that only thinks about yourself. Because in this situation, you have a family,
right.
You have parents.
Right.
This affects them.
Yeah.
When you do things like this and you put them in a situation where people are looking at them crazy, that's disrespectful.
Right.
Your children have to deal with that in school because of your actions. That's selfish.
It is. See, he didn't think. And seeing with that book and that movie alone, the level of criticism that it got prior, this movie is not new.
No.
This book is not new.
No.
So if he really did his research,
right,
and see the backlash that it got,
right,
when it first came out,
right,
just by putting out that tweet,
right,
and not saying anything with it,
right,
it goes with what you said about support. Now, I feel if he was able to incorporate what he said at that press conference, I don't condone everything in this film.
It would have had context.
It would have had context
Exactly.
on what you were actually trying to do.
Right.
He didn't do that, and he stuck with it, unapologetic. Like you said earlier, I'm right. You can't tell me anything about it. That's it. I'm staying with it. And the media, the NBA, everybody just kept hammering in, coming down on suspend this guy. And it happened.
Right.
Ernie, Shaq, Chuck, everybody had something to say.
Yeah, because Chuck was the first one to say that the NBA needed to suspend him.
Yep.
You know, he was very adamant on saying that the NBA dropped the ball with that. Now, for me, my opinion was I don't believe that the NBA had any grounds to suspend him. That had to be a Brooklyn thing.
Right. The
and
team.
Brooklyn handled it. You know what I'm saying?
They did.
So, you know, it's just for me. And then you got other players. You know, Kyle Kuzma. I seen a tweet today. It was like, oh, you can't say nothing. No, dummy, you can. But just know what the ramifications are going to be.
Right.
You can go to your platform and say what you want.
Exactly.
That's what people don't understand. Say what you want. But I can guarantee you that the majority of people out there that want to support Kyrie for this, they not going to go to their own platforms and do that.
No.
You know why? Because they don't have millions of dollars sitting on them.
That's right.
They don't have millions of dollars waiting on them. They got a regular 9-to-5 job that if they go ahead and, you know, disrupt their business, it's a problem.
Think about that.
Because that's the thing. It's like people don't understand when you are an employee, if you are more problem than you're worth, they're going to get rid of you.
And look at the resume. Kyrie had a microscope on him from the start, whether it be about the vaccinations,
Right.
not coming to the games,
Right.
comments about LeBron,
Right.
Everything you said, receipt. They've been watching you with everything you do.
Right.
And this just adds more gasoline to the fire.
Just think about the last 4 years of his career.
Right.
We're talking about a black cloud being over this kid.
Black cloud, man.
Like he leaves Cleveland, goes to Boston. That didn't work out because of his poor leadership skills. Goes to Brooklyn. And for the last 2 seasons, this team has been, you know, picked to be a heavy contender in the Eastern Conference, to get to an NBA championship.
Right.
And they've had a Kyrie Irving issue over the last 2 years. So my question for you, QG, is have we seen the last of Kyrie in a Brooklyn Nets uniform?
I feel we probably have.
Really?
Because it's getting too much.
Yeah.
Although it could be a point where, well, who else is going to take him?
Yeah.
We don't want that problem.
No.
If he did that,
And we're desperate, but we don't
want that.
Lakers desperate. We ain't taking it. We ain't taking that right now. He's too hot right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you are talented.
Right.
You're a player. You're good. But what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
What's in your head?
Right.
Let your game speak.
Right.
You're not doing that. You're letting all these other things speak for you.
Right.
And once the media gets a hold of it,
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. So,
and piggybacking off of what you said in regards to, you know, playing.
Yeah.
I said this off camera to my lovely crew. And I said, I have no problem with Kyrie wanting to be an advocate for social justice.
Correct.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's actually commendable.
I like
you
that
want to
part.
do your research, you want to support your, you know, your people, you want to be there and all that stuff. But here's my request from Kyrie, or, you know, for Kyrie.
Yeah.
Retire. If you want to do all of this stuff, you want to be a social justice warrior, you want to be that beacon of light, retire.
Right.
Retire from basketball. Don't take a paycheck from the Nets anymore. Don't be a representative of the NBA. Don't be a partner with Nike and all the other places that want to endorse you while you're still a current player. Retire. So you can be able to go on your platform and say whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But once you're taking money from somebody, once you have a boss, there's certain shit
That's right.
that you can't do.
Yeah.
And for everybody that I've spoken to about this, that kick the ball down the road and they want to compare stuff, the argument that I've heard as well is, oh, well, where's all the backlash and all the vitriol for Jeff Bezos for putting that on the platform?
I've heard that too.
How does that equate to that?
Right. It doesn't. It does not. And it goes with what they asked Michael Jordan years ago.
Yeah.
About, are you a Democrat or a Republican? And this was election time.
Right.
He said, well,
Republicans buy Jays too.
He is focused on the game.
Correct.
Leave all them politics. I'm not a politician.
Exactly.
I'm here to play.
Right. That was that era where
was that era.
a lot of those players didn't want to they didn't want to take that stance.
That's right.
We're in an era where these players, they want to talk about those things, and that's fine.
That's
right.
cool.
But at the end of the day, know who you're actually representing.
Exactly.
The NBA, the teams. I'm not going to lose money in my business because of your fuck up.
That's right.
I'm not doing that.
And think about the other players, what they think.
Yeah, I mean, KD came
yeah.
out and said that, oh, he thinks it's a little bit unfair. And it's just like, bro, you are not the person to speak on this at all.
That's right. Stay out of this, KD.
Please, just don't put them like the Nets. I think the Nets, what they have to do now, I think they need to muzzle all of their players. Just pay the fines and have none of the players discuss anything Kyrie related.
Don't say
just don't say
about
it.
Exactly.
Just don't say nothing.
Exactly.
You're not gonna cost me no more money.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Because look at all the PR damage that they have to cover up now, that they have to clean up because of Kyrie's bullshit.
A couple of the fans that came to the game, they were wearing these shirts.
Yeah.
Against Kyrie.
Right.
Can you imagine that?
So, it's just, like I said, man, I think if he wants to do that, if he wants to be the beacon of light, like he says, retire.
Retire.
Otherwise, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like, there's no other situation here. There's no other avenue that I can see.
That's right.
I just look at a dude that's egotistical and narcissistic.
Yeah.
Most people that are narcissistic, what is the trait of a narcissist? When they're wrong, they'll never admit it.
Never.
They'll never apologize. They'll always think that they're better than you.
Yeah. It's
a narcissist.
It is.
That's what he is.
He is.
That's what Kanye is. I'll never call him Ye. His name's Kanye.
Kanye.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the thing with me, is that narcissistic traits, you'll see that in people.
Yeah.
Trump's a narcissist.
Big narcissist.
All of these people have the same unapologetic traits.
Right.
And then when they're backed into a corner, they're forced to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care to do it. Well, Kyrie doesn't even realize that he could have apologized and not even meant it.
Exactly.
And kept it moving.
He could have just said, I'm sorry. If I offended anybody,
right,
I apologize.
That's it.
And that's it. Over.
That's all they wanted. You could have been facetious. They wouldn't have cared.
Right.
But as long as they have the audio and the transcript that you actually said, I'm sorry.
That's it.
That's all they wanted.
Couldn't do that.
So for anybody that is of support of that, shame on you. Mm-hmm. Free speech, I support it, but understand, again, free speech comes with consequence. Even on this platform, I can say what I want to say.
Right.
But when I get a strike, or when YouTube comes down on me, or if any of the audio streams come down on me, I have myself to blame, because they have certain things that they have to watch out for, correct?
Correct. There's guidelines.
It's simple.
Yeah.
So for anybody that don't understand that,
Dummy, yeah.
It's like the kid touching the hot stove.
right.
Dummy, yeah.
That's it.
That's the best to put it.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, you gotta do
You know
it.
what I mean? Like there's a couple of my friends who I got off the phone with them. I'm just like,
Dummy, yeah.
yeah, it's just
You gotta call them what
Yeah.
you call them. Yeah.
you know what I mean?